Kenny Lattimore and Judge Faith Jenkins are one of the biggest power couples in the entertainment industry. From the outside looking in, it seems as though they've spent 3 perfect years in wedlock. But is it all as it seems? In this video, we will be closely examining the perfect facade of their relationship to find out what really lies underneath. But before we get into it, you know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more celebrity deep dives. First off, let's take a look at how they met. It all started with a blind lunch date that a mutual friend arranged for the couple. As Judge Jenkins recalls, before I met Kenny 6 months prior to us meeting, I'd actually gone through a breakup, and I just decided in that time period in my life, having been single and out in the dating streets for a minute in New York and LA, that I wanted to be clear about what I wanted, and I had to get real with myself. So I listed out everything, and it ended up being a list of 50. She continues by admitting, I joke with Kenny because I tell him he was 49 out of those 50 things because he is not 6'2", and that was on my list. I was happy to meet someone who just really exceeded my expectations. The story then turns to an unexpected proposal. Kenny surprised the American attorney by planning a photo shoot in New York City, one of her favorite cities. To help Kenny create the special moment, his friend flew in to help him after the photo shoot. Speaking about the moment, Faith said, he walks up, he's like, oh my God, you guys are so beautiful, and I see couples all the time, and I want to encourage them and pray for you guys. It was Faith's first time meeting the man, and she was very skeptical about him. The two formed a prayer circle in the middle of Central Park, and Kenny's friend began to pray for them in the middle of that park. After the prayer circle, he reached in his pocket and he pulled out the box that had the ring in it, and he handed it to me. But it was so unexpected because I was just looking in his eyes and I was like, gosh, it's such a perfect day today. If only I had the ring. So he pulls out that box, he gives it to me, and the rest is history. So far, they sound like a match made in heaven. He ticks almost all her boxes, planned a thoughtful proposal, and makes her happy. So, what's the issue? First of all, Kenny Lattimore is a famous singer who has a lot of support. The nature of his profession requires him to be in the spotlight at all times. In contrast, Judge Faith Jenkins is a lawyer who values her private life and isn't someone who is used to being in the limelight. Unfortunately for her, as soon as she got into a relationship with Kenny, she became a public figure. As a result, this could lead to her not being able to maintain her privacy, and so having a negative effect on maintaining a healthy relationship. During one of Judge Faith's interviews, she admitted that she was hesitant at first when she was thinking about dating Kenny because she knew how big his female fan base is and is aware of Kenny's popularity among them. Additionally, she added that she sacrificed a lot in terms of her own career so that she would be able to live the life she wanted. A private one. With all this being said, there is a possibility that their lifestyles are so different that this could cause some conflict between them in the future. Furthermore, it would appear as though Kenny Lattimore and Judge Faith Jenkins rushed into their relationship very quickly. They began dating in 2019, and the couple got married 5 days before the COVID-19 pandemic abruptly shut down the world. Is that nearly enough time to really get to know someone? Not in our opinion. So why rush things? It might be possible that Faith focused all her attention on Kenny's fame and the hype that came with him being a famous public figure. Maybe they saw that lockdowns were on the horizon and jumped the gun. Or maybe they were simply ready to consummate their love. This seems unlikely. However, as it's been reported that the couple got married on the advice of a mutual friend who recommended they both get married. Another cause for concern is the fact that Kenny Lattimore is a divorcee. With Judge Faith being 46 years old, it's safe to assume that this isn't her first rodeo either. As a result, there could be scenarios from their previous marriages that could have a negative effect on their new life together. There is no doubt that building trust and setting a good life in this kind of situation can be challenging for everyone involved, especially when there are kids in the mix. Kenny has a son from his previous relationship, while it's unknown whether Jenkins has any children from past relationships. Nevertheless, old skeletons, baby mama or father drama, and dysfunctional families can all lead to high levels of stress and low-quality relationships. This could be the make or break for them. As we all know, they are extremely professional when it comes to their work. In order to do their respective jobs well, they need to devote their complete attention and time to it, whether that be singing and touring to preparing for criminal cases. Due to their busy schedules, This might prevent them from finding the time to relax and spend quality time together. It may have been easy to spend time with each other during the 2020 lockdown, but with things slowly getting back to normality, it's a different ballgame. There is a tendency in Kenny's personality to be quite possessive and overprotective. He has also been described by his peers to be somewhat controlling in nature. A few years ago, during an interview, Kenny admitted that he was a jealous person. While it's normal to have a healthy dose of jealousy in your relationship, there's a fine line. Kenny's track record, therefore, is a big red flag that should be taken seriously. Many have remarked at the fact that the couple is too open about their personal lives. Both Kenny and Faith are active on social media and don't seem to hesitate when sharing details about their personal lives with the world. Whether it is a private conversation or intimate details about their sex life, they're going to let us know. Should there be more of a boundary between the two before someone crosses the line? So, is it all doomed for the couple? Not at all. Here are a few things that they, or anyone for that matter, can do to maintain a healthy relationship. 1. In an ideal world, Kenny and Faith would have waited a little longer before getting married. Perhaps they both felt that life is too short, or succumbed to the pressures of an impending lockdown. Who knows? Still, our advice would be that before making any major decision on where you want to take your relationship, it's best that you both give each other enough time to understand each other's needs and demands. Maybe a year was long enough for them. 2. If you come from different lifestyles, try to compromise as much as you can. Remember, a relationship goes two ways. 3. For some couples, being flaunted on social media is a dream. For others, they'd rather love you in private. One person may not be comfortable with the other person's way of doing things, so it's important to respect the other person's boundaries. 4. If you're fresh off a divorce and trying to settle down with your new partner, consider other parties that may be involved, such as children. 5. Spend quality time with each other and develop an environment that fosters trust and honesty between the two of you. 6. Communication gaps are one of the biggest red flags in any relationship. Any issue that arises should be communicated properly and resolved in a respectable manner. Kenny Lattimore and Judge Faith Jenkins' relationship serves as a cautionary tale for all of us. If you're experiencing any of these issues or red flags, it's best to communicate with your partners to resolve the issues and see where you stand. Still, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Did we hit the nail on the head, or are we way off the mark? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives.